let me state as clearly as I can. My father was not financially involved in my business, not as a practicing lawyer, not as a board member of Burisma, not in my partnership with a Chinese private businessman, not in my investments at home nor abroad, and certainly not as an artist.
And that's what Republicans have been looking into and wanting to ask questions, additional questions of Hunter Biden. By the way, they were hoping to do so today during the deposition. It didn't happen. Joining us now, Texas Congressman Chip Roy. Congressman, welcome. Thanks so much for picking up our call and appearing here today on National Report. Chairman of the Judiciary, Jim Jordan, thought that moment stood out during the press conference, the fact that Joe Biden was not financially involved in those business dealings. How do you see that statement?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I haven't been able to talk to Jim. I caught the same thing when I heard Hunter Biden addressing and, skipping out on his obligation to appear before a United States House of Representatives Judiciary Committee deposition to answer questions about what are very clear abuses of power, enriching himself and the entire Biden family with dollars flowing in from foreign sources, foreign companies, into the Biden family, knowingly peddling the Biden brand and his dad and access to his dad, no matter what his dad says. But it's really important that he actually said not financially involved, not involved with this in a financial way. Jim is correct to pick up on that because that is Hunter trying to avoid that. Now, we'll see if that's even true. OK, let's just accept for a moment that that's even true. That's a great big tell that he was very much involved with the access to him to enrich Hunter, and then see where that all flows into the Biden family business. All of it unethical, all of it illegal if that's what they were doing. And by the way, we want to go follow the truth on what happened when he was vice president, but then know how much the vice president, then turned private citizen, lied about it, and then as a candidate, and then now as president, the extent to which his administration has been obstructing justice and stonewalling. We know that they have been denying us the ability to have full, unfettered access to witnesses. They've denied the ability of witnesses to appear, witnesses who have material understanding of the extent to which DOJ and IRS were colluding to stop our ability to go see what was going on with the IRS issues with tax evasion, tax law breaking by Hunter Biden in 2014 and 15. They purposely let the statute of limitations run out. These are all things we want to explore. They clearly don't want to appear because they know the truth is not looking good for the Biden family.
When the impeachment inquiry vote happens, and Speaker Johnson and others have indicated this should be passed and this will be formalized, how does that change in terms of power to, again, compel a witness like Hunter Biden to adhere to a subpoena? But because let's be honest, he defied your congressional subpoena. It was issued to him, a closed-door deposition. He didn't go. He skipped it. Doesn't seem like there's consequences to that. If this impeachment inquiry goes through, does that change it for the first son?
Yeah, well, first of all, let me at least applaud, Jim Jordan and Jamie Comer for the work they've done, and Speaker Mike Johnson for putting this on the floor. We should do the inquiry vote today. I hope it will pass. And just for your viewers, here's the thing. Our normal powers of oversight are limited to our legislative powers, right? And so then when you get an impeachment inquiry, which Speaker McCarthy put in place as a directive as the speaker, it increased our direction as a conference. But by having this vote, we are now making a formal inquiry which expands our investigative powers, and it would force the administration to have to respond to our subpoenas and inquiries in ways that they are currently avoiding. And to be clear, that's not inconsistent. The Trump administration, their Department of Justice, they issued a memo saying, look, if you don't have a formal inquiry, we don't have to respond to these things. Biden administration has been using that as a reason to not respond. Well, guess what? We passed this inquiry. They have no reasons not to respond to a duly passed impeachment inquiry by the United States House of Representatives to this administration to comply with our request for information so the American people can know the truth, the depth and the breadth of the corruption, of the money flowing into the Biden family, the extent to which the president lied, and the extent to which the president administration has obstructed justice in the process.
Well, wait, that vote scheduled for today. We appreciate the time. That's Congressman Chip Roy.